Samasta jana kalyane nratam karunamayam namami Chinmayam devam satgurum brahmavidvaram. My salutations to everybody. There was one interview with Gurudev, which is famously known as Australian interview. A few set of scholars were sitting and discussing. How many of you have heard this interview? In that interview, he says, Ishavasya Upanishad, the mantra, he says, if the entire Vedas are lost, you find this one mantra you save, everything else would be retrieved. He was referring to a quote in the conversation, but this is what he said. If the entire Vedic literature is lost, and if this one mantra is retained, we can bring back everything. Now we have to understand the potency of this mantra, because I'm talking to you on spirituality and culture. Isavasyam idagam sarvam. You see, the entire spirituality, vision, culture, everything comes in this sloka. That's why Swamiji said, if this is retrieved, if we have this, everything can be retrieved. The Lord is pervading everywhere, in you, in me, and in everything. The creator and the created is pervaded by the truth. Isavasyam idagam sarvam yat kimcha jagatyam jagat. Everything in this world is fluctuating, changing, and in that changing world, the Lord pervades everywhere. Practice detachment and celebrate. Tena tyaktena bunjita. 3. And the fourth line, Ma grida kasya svidhanam. Do not grab what belongs to others. Don't steal. It could be wealth. It could be so many things which we steal. Don't steal what belongs to others. If this is brought in, maintained, Sanatana Dharma, the vision is there in it. We strongly believe the creator and the created are divine. We strongly believe. That's why that Isavasyam idagam sarvam. And when we play with the created, practice detachment. But while practicing detachment, do not grab what belongs to others. Now look at the potency of this mantra when you open up. Why are there wars in this world? Why is there conflict in this world? How our culture avoids conflict. Ma grida kasya svidhanam. Don't grab what belongs to somebody else. Take what is your right. Be there. Look at the vision, the spirituality, and the culture combined. That's why he said. Now, I like to bring to your attention few things. You know, the land mass of Bharat, present Bharat, is 2.4% of the world. 2.4% is the land mass of the world. 18% of the world's population live there. Do you get the point, the size? 2.4% of the land of the world is Bharat. In that, 18% of the world's population live there. And 21% of the world cattle population is here. Ishavasya idagam sarvam. Even when we were struggling for food in 1960s, we did not disturb so much of cattle life. A balance. That mantra is practiced while living. It's there in day-to-day living. The food habits, the way in which we live. Now imagine this 18% of the world's population living in 2.4% of the land mass decides for an individual family You get out of 18 at your age, you're 18 out, go and live separately. That's not a culture. We lived together. If this moves out, just imagine if this percentage follows this influence of the Western culture, that at 18 you're independent and you go and live separately. If the Bharat youngsters take that up, how much land we need? Present. 18% of the population of the world is here, 1.4 billion. And in that, let us say, 80% are young people and they decide to have individual houses. That's not a culture. How much more forest would go? Ishavasya Upanishad sarvam. That philosophy was living style of our culture. We lived it. That's why Swamiji said, you retain this mantra, everything would be retained. The way in which we live. Isn't it? Even today in your own house, if you see 4 or 5 people will be in your family. Not 2 people. That's culture. And we adjust. And when we grew up and to what it is now, there's a difference. Your shirt, what you were wearing, will go to your brother or to your cousin brother. Because you have grown out of size and that would be given. Culture. Use it well. Not check it out. Footwear. I remember the footwears which we used to get because my cousin brother, elder, he would have grown up that he don't fit him, it will come to us. It's not just poverty, it was something like sharing and living. We lived that way. So the philosophy in Bharat was lived always. That's why war was never our priority. We never went into war. Never the religious war. I'll tell you, last 2000 years, I'm giving you data. 1.2 billion people were killed because of religion. We never, such an ancient civilization, never created a religious war. So in our culture, now one main point I want to tell you is don't ever say to Balvihar children, to your own children and to your grandchildren, all religions are same. Please don't say that. 1.2 billion people were killed and Hindus are not responsible for it. All religions are not same. These are religious wars which have happened. We should not say, how all religions are same? We keep talking about it. How? Tell me how. We follow multiple books. They follow one book, Abrahamic. One book versus multiple books. Same. One founder versus no founder. Same. One life versus multiple lives. Same. How? One destination, heaven, and here is moksha. Same. In which way it is same? And we tell our children, all religions are same. You may just say, respect all religions, that's fine, but don't say it is same. Someone has faith, okay, you respect it. But don't tell them it is same, it is not same. 1.2 billion people were killed and we are not responsible. We did not involve in a war of religious front going and killing people. Think. And we believe the creator and the created is divine. They believe only the creator is divine. Created is not divine. Contrast views these are. They are never the same. And our philosophy is such, which we should be truly proud of, that it is a living experience, not a posthumous reward. Your heaven is a posthumous reward which cannot be verified while living. Jivan Mukti, verified while living. There's a difference, isn't it? One is non-verifiable belief, another is verifiable fact. This was the rishis, this was the culture, this is what the masters have stood. And we have to preserve them. This is spirituality and culture. Now I'll read a quote what Gurudev said. Once a person came to Gurudev, fell at his feet and wept. Swamiji, all I want to do is come and live in the ashram. But I am unable to do so. I desperately want to lead a spiritual life. Please help me, Swamiji. Spiritual life. Gurudev's answer. Gurudev looked at him kindly and said, if you want to gain from reading books, you don't have to live in a library. Spirituality is not in ashrams or temples or the Himalayas. It is in and through your day-to-day life. To be truly spiritual, do your duties. Be kind, loving, compassionate towards all. Spirituality, in his words. Do your duties. Are we aware of our duties? What is the duty? Or are we performing them correctly, or we misguide people? Lot has to be introspected. In our daily duties, if you live correctly, that is spiritual life. And the last point, because there's only 10 minutes time left here. I'll try to read something from Bhagavatam. This is you have to wait till I finish reading, okay? Only when I read this will be conveyed completely. There's a dialogue between Kamsa with his council. Kamsa tried to kill the eighth child. Eighth child was swapped. And Yogamaya was there. He tried to fling Yogamaya into the wall to kill. She slipped out of the window, escaped. Kamsa felt defeated because 7 children he killed, and the 8th child was his main enemy. An 8th child he could not kill, escaped. So Kamsa felt very bad, and when the child escaped through the window, after that he heard a voice from the sky which says, your killer is born elsewhere. The person, your slayer, who is going to slay you is born elsewhere. A voice came out. Kamsa heard that voice. He called his council and made them sit and saying, I heard this, what to do. There were many people, Pralamba, and all that, because each one was giving, I'm making it very short, each one was giving their own solutions, what is to be done. And someone told Kamsa, like, I think we should change our ways. The way in which we live is not good. I think we need to change it. He was not paying attention to it. Now what I'm reading is from the book of K.M. Munushi, The Flute of Krishna. I'm quoting from there. So Kamsa turns to Bahuka and says, what should we do? Bahuka was thinking. So Kamsa says, can I kill all these people? That those who are maintaining this hope. Some people come and say a deliverer will come. We have to maintain those who maintain that hope that a deliverer will come. Can we kill them all? Kamsa said no. If you kill them, Bahuka said no. If you kill them, they will all run after you. Bahuka is Jarasandha's advisor. And Jarasandha's daughters were married to Kamsa. So Jarasandha sends Bahuka to Kamsa's court and saying, you be his advisor now on. And Bahuka says, no, you don't kill them, because these people who are maintaining the hope, you can't. So he says, what do I do? I said, you cannot purchase them because they are maintained by the sages. The saints and the sages maintain that hope that an avatar will come. You cannot purchase. They are not corruptible. And the Brahmins of that time, they maintain the law, like saying, Dharma is above the king. So he says, what should I do? Can I kill them? He said, no, you can't kill them. Can I chase them out of Mathura? He said, no, you can't, don't do that. Wherever they go, they'll raise army and come after you. You can't do that. Then what should be done? Bahuka says here. Mighty prince, you may kill as many children as you are. Because Kamsa said, I'll kill every child who was born last 10 days. But you will not prevent people waiting for the deliverer. And so long as they wait for the deliverance, you will be in danger. How can we prevent people waiting for the deliverer? Asked Kamsa. Lord, people are cowards. They will accept you as their master if you treat them with great hardness. But you will not break their spirit so long as they hope that a deliverer will come, said Bahuka. How can I avoid their thinking of a deliverer, my master, said Bahuka. Their hopes are kept alive by sages, ascetics, and Brahmins who talk of Dharma. You're right. Whatever I do, they call adharma. Bahuka, you are wise. You have been trained under our glorious father-in-law, Jarasandha. You must have had sufficient experience. Let us know what we can do. Very important discussion. This is the role we have to play, culture and spirituality. Lord, the first duty of a powerful ruler is to extinguish the hope of the deliverance in the people. The hope is, as I said, is kept alive first by the ascetics. How shall I deal with them? Mighty prince, you cannot deal with them easily. They do not covet, nor fear, nor hate. They want nothing for themselves. That is why they are so powerful. You understand? The sannyasis want nothing for themselves. That's why they are powerful. If you want something, you will be a slave. You will not have freedom. Mighty prince, you cannot deal with them easily. They cannot covet, nor fear, nor hate. They want nothing for themselves. That is why they are so powerful. But that is not all. There are Brahmins, the men of self-discipline who have faith in the sacred word, the Vedas, and who invoke the gods and teach Dharma as something above the might of kings. They will not accept your dictates cheerfully. They judge everyone by the canons of what they call Dharma. I have been trying to win them over by lavish grants, said Kamsa. You cannot bribe the sages. Nothing will corrupt them. And if you give grants to the Brahmins, I know they will fatten on them. But in their hearts, the thirst of knowledge will remain, and they will only take advice of those who refuse to live in riches. I can kill them surely. Kamsa. Mighty prince, if you kill them, the people will turn in wrath against you. If you drive them away from Mathura, they will rise enemies for you wherever they go. Now he says, Kamsa listened to Bahuka's words in silence, and the old minister continued. Mighty prince, there is only one way to destroy the sages and the Brahmanas. If this is destroyed, spirituality and culture is destroyed. And this Bahuka is telling how to destroy this. Do you understand what we are talking about, culture and spirituality? Mighty prince, there is only one way to destroy the sages and the Brahmins. Open your purse strings to the people. Teach them to eat, to drink, and enjoy themselves. Break up their families. Teach women that chastity is not worth having at the cost of pleasure. Bring up children to look upon their parents as old and useless. Once the people begin to believe in unrestrained pleasure as the goal of life, they will look upon the ascetics as deranged and Brahmanas as selfish. They will laugh at those words. They will laugh at those who talk of duty, tapas, love, compassion. When wine flows, self-restraint will disappear. Men will be like well-fed cattle at the mercy of their cowherds. Whatever you do, they will bear as patiently as unaccomplishing beasts and obey your lash as if it was a favor from you. That is a long path to follow. You have shown us, Bahuka. We shall try to follow it. In the meantime, Putana, go kill everybody, the children who are born. This is the dialogue. The point he is trying to say, if this we lose our culture. This if we lose our spirituality. I just repeat it. There is only one way to destroy the sages and the Brahmanas. Open your purse, freebies, give it free. Open, lavish, give it. Open your purse strings to the people. Teach them to eat, drink, and enjoy themselves. Break up their families. If this happens, we are lost. Bharatiya culture, Hindu Sanatana Dharma, is family culture. Our job should be to preserve those family values. If we lose it, we lose this battle. Please remember. This is not today's problem created. This is an ancient problem. In Bhagavad, Bahuka is talking about how to destroy. Is it not true today that the saints and sages and the ascetics and the sannyasis are a joke in all the Bollywood movies? Kollywood movies in the Indian cinema, they made fun of us already. Now, if you go to a university and you want to talk, you have no idea what the guy sitting there is thinking about you. They've removed the value. And this is done constantly. The only defense we have is somehow preserve the family. Our Bal Vihar programs, mission activities should insist on this particular thing. You save the family, we are saved. Work culture has changed. Now you have something called office spouse. I hope you guys have heard about it. Office spouse, office husband, office wife. Have you heard of it? This has come. It has come. I can see it in Chennai, in the IT companies. Office spouse, office culture is, office husband, office wife is, you have a similar relationship with someone else in your workplace, like what you have at home. From where are these things coming? The entire thing is break the family and we are lost. We want to save our culture, save the family. It's an old war. Bahuka, Jarasandha. It's an ancient war. There is war. The guru for Devas is Brahaspati. The guru for Asuras is Sukracharya. They are also on work continuously. It's an old war happening and we need to win this war. This is something we should keep in mind. Get to the basic family values. Save the family. Protect it. I think we can win this. Thank you very much.